that's filling. Now, I want you to pay attention because we talked about how one-sided the crowd was. You can actually only hear one person, a lady, responding to Floyd, to his hard work chant.
Looks like a school bag.
Oh, absolutely.
It looks like he's getting ready for his first day of school.
Yes.
Yeah! And they said, I'm the motherfucker that can't read. Bitch, I do numbers. I make money. You know my middle name,
That's
bitch.
not reading.
You owe money.
Because you owe money.
I do. See ya. Let me see the bag.
Okay, he's going to do the same stunt where he pulls out the check.
Yeah, he was right. Yeah. The bag got books, and we gonna show you what the books look like. If you believe in yourself, like you say you believe in yourself, bitch, your whole flight check, bitch. No problem.
That's not gonna happen.
Contract, kid, it's done.
That's as far as I got in the editing. Now, I couldn't edit. I mean, I don't have time to edit anymore. I was rushed this morning, so that's as far as I got. You
So
get the
far, so
idea.
good.
Now, I had the one F-bomb that slipped through and we had to dump. But other than that, we're okay.
We're rolling.
We'll come back to that.
Oh, man. This is great. It almost makes me want to buy it. But then I
Exactly.
then I take a deep breath.
That's what I thought. In the moment, I'm like, I got to get this. I have got to get this because I don't want to miss it. If by chance this confident Mick is able to do what he does and beat this sap, I'll be so happy. It'd be, to me, the greatest sports thing would be the Lions winning the Super Bowl. That I would be so happy. But this would be right up there, man. But man, do I want this guy to win?
Then I take a deep breath and I'm like, there's no way he's going to win. But I want him to.
You know, it reminds me a little bit of Muhammad Ali versus Joe Frazier, the way Ali in the Thriller Manila, where Ali would just ridicule Frazier. I mean, constantly. And he went to the Philippines. No. It was the fight against Foreman in Zaire, Africa, where he went to Zaire,
Right.
and for an extended time beforehand, it became like the big. Everybody wanted Ali to win because he was right there, just walking through the streets, and everybody
They made
wanted
a
Ali.
movie about that.
Yeah.
What was that? Chasing Foreman or something? I forget what it's called, but they made a pretty good documentary about it.
And about that whole deal.
I don't see Connor doing rope dope either.
To Floyd's credit, there's a reason why he's made billions. He's sold billions of views in dollars, and it's for this to him. He knew he was going to get killed. And to agree to this is a good thing for the bottom line.
I did hear an interview with fat guy, Dana White.
Yeah.
And he was saying that he was trying to hype up Connor, obviously. And he brought up a good point. Floyd is very tiny. Like, everything about Floyd is tiny. He has a tiny little head, tiny little arms.
His penis.
I don't know about that one, but tiny little legs. And Connor is like, he's beefier. Have you noticed that when they're like pointing at each other and standing next to each other?
Yeah.
Connor has not more weight because they're going to be like close to the same weight, but he has more like girth to him.
Right.
And so like, I can see him maybe being able to take some punches. I don't know how hard Floyd punches.
Well, I don't know too it's not, you don't see it, and
Exactly.
all of a sudden it's going upside your head, and you, okay, once or twice, a light jab,
20, 30,
do it
40
100 times, and it's gonna swell an eye. It's
That's why
gonna-
Manny Pacquiao looked like he got hit over the face by a 2x4.
and he's beaten everybody. He's beaten everybody. So it would have to be an unbelievable upset,
Right.
and I do not think it's going to.
I don't think it's going to
Floyd is going to kill this guy. But right now, I'm really liking this moment right here.
Do you think there's anything that... Okay, so Floyd's 40. No matter how good of a shape you're still 40. And Conor is in peak physical age. He's 28.
Yeah.
It's 12 years. 40, like I said, no matter how good of a shape you're in, 40 is 40. And 28 is 28.
I think that if McGregor tries to get the fight, again, I don't know anything, but if he tries to get Floyd to fight his fight, that could maybe tire him out. But I don't know, man. Floyd is, he's 40, but the guy works his ass off, and he's always in great shape. I don't think that will be an issue. No, I don't think it's going to be an issue at all.
I don't think so either. I want to see
a
a
one-sided fight. It might not be the most exciting thing because if
Floyd wants to win. He's going to make it.
that's kind of his thing. So I don't see it unless if McGregor's so bad that he leaves himself so open that Floyd can take that chance, right on his chin and blister him.
It'll be odd if Conor lands one giant punch on Floyd. He might have knocked him out, but he's going to have to pick up some points down the road. That's when it's going to open up. I think Conor's going to come out. He's going to swing.
There's intangibles that Gronk is into it, and he's able to catch him with one here and there. There's enough what if that I'm interested in buying it. Now, I wasn't prior to this hype at all. So this is how it works. This is the anatomy of how to sell. You put it in front of people, you do what they're doing, you got a wrestling atmosphere with a real fight, and that's great. Hey, coming up in just a few short minutes, just when I thought I was done paying for the care of pets that aren't really mine, that's right, new developments. In the Eric Zane Show, Dr. Doolittle, environment, the details coming up in a few short minutes. Thanks as always to Meyer for being on board with the Eric Zane Show. Always great deals there. Love telling you about them. Main cuisine in Stouffville Hills, our Buck 88. Extra low prices are growing. I would get one free Meyer vitamins and supplements. And they have a 3-day sale going on today, tomorrow, and Saturday. What's Meyer credit card? Use that and save 10% off general merchandise, apparel, and shoes at Meyer.
Michigan, there's some construction going on. I saw on your feed this morning. There's complete reconstruction of the road on Leonard between College and Boa. Expect various lane and road closures from now till August. M6 east between I-196 and Wilson is closed. And Fulton Street east is closed between East Belline and I-96 on Better Bend with your morning's traffic. Drive safe, West Michigan.
Sponsored by AutoZone. Hurry in, save big. Get a $20 AutoZone gift card by mail-in rebate when you buy select automotive batteries. Restrictions and details apply. Limit 2. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Rob Keller here. We are the only Ford dealership in Grand Rapids with 5 Senior Master certified technicians. You need to be very smart and very committed to achieve that status from Ford. This means quality repair the first time at Keller Ford on Alpine.
Faced with a medical issue, like a cancer diagnosis, it's natural to ask, where can I get the best care? Look to the cancer team at Metro Health, University of Michigan Health. One member of our care team, a nurse navigator, focuses only on advocating for you and your loved ones. It's one team that can really make the difference. Metro Health, University of Michigan Health.